Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to reading for mid-September 2023. We're just going to do a Celtic Cross here and see what comes up for you at this time. And that's going to be that. So in your just your present position, you have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords can represent like needing to end a round-around situation. And needing to move on from a round-around situation. It can also represent needing to leave a comfort zone. So, I feel definitely I feel some of you need to leave a comfort zone right away with the Four of Pentacles. And, I feel that some of you like getting out into the world or having new experiences, Scorpio, could be very beneficial for you. It could be something that really breaks you out of your current position or whatever you're dealing with here. I think this is like a little bit of stinking thinking here, Scorpio. I kind of feel some of you, it's like you're just wondering if you're ever going to have something, is what I'm hearing. You end with the Four of Wands, and this could say that you're like wondering, am I ever going to get married? Am I ever going to have a commitment? But I don't only feel love here. That I think that this could just be some sort of finish line that you're hoping to cross. Like maybe you have like a specific goal, or maybe, it could be something like an item. Maybe there's a car that you see as like, a symbol of your accomplishments. And, it's almost like that Four Wands is more of the finish line to me. It's like there's something where you're saying, like, I want to have this in my life, or I want to experience XYZ in my life. And it's like, how can I do it? That's kind of like what I feel on this Nine of Swords, is that you're trying to figure out how you can have something great. And, the thing is that he has this blanket on his lap, and that blanket represents a comfort blanket. So he's almost like too comfortable, and, he's not in enough pain to get up and end the cycle. Nine of Swords is having a nightmare, waking up and being stuck in a nightmare. And then you have the World. The World is in your crossing energy. The crossing energy is what hurts you or helps you. And with the World, I kind of feel that ending a cycle or moving on from something is really what needs to happen here. I mean, Ten of Swords in your past position, which is good because it represents the energy that you are moving past, right? So you're letting go is what it looks like to me, but I still feel like something needs to be let go of. The Six of Swords, as well as in your foundation, again, a good card. It's actually a good card and not bad, but, the Six of Swords really represents completely moving on from something from the past, And even in the area of what's on your mind, you have the Ten of Wands, all the work that you have to do. It's almost like you're overwhelming yourself as well. So let's say you have some sort of big goal that is the Four of Wands, like starting a business, starting a YouTube channel, or like getting married and having a family. Whatever it is you want, doesn't matter. But I feel like what is maybe preventing you from moving forward is thinking about like all the things that go into that. That's what the Ten of Wands is right there. But it's like he's much closer than he thinks to his goal. And that's really what I feel like this reading is saying here, Scorpio, is that you are much closer than you think, but you might also be overcomplicating it with the Ten of Wands, Personally, I like the Ten of Wands. That is his harvest. He is carrying, he planted those wands in his field, and now he's bringing them back to his home, which is right there. So, it's like personally, I think that this is a good card. He is about to have a harvest. He is about to be rewarded for the burdens that he is carrying, But, at the same time, I get a little bit of this overcomplication energy. And I think I said this to you recently as well, Scorpio. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was you, where I just got this feeling of, making something just more complicated than it needs to be. So, I would make sure that you're not overcomplicating something. You have the Six of Swords here. The Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. And so I feel like you are moving on. I feel things are moving forward. But again, this woman and the child in the boat, they have nothing on their backs. They're completely moving on. They are completely moving forward from their past life. And that's kind of like what I feel is going on here, is that you could be making some big moves. And again, I feel like you're much closer to the finish line than you think. And so I feel I would like really encourage you to not look back. I don't even know what this is. Like for some of you, this clearly, could be a person who like stabbed you in the back here with the Ten of Swords. We'll talk about it in a minute. For others, it's just like, something that hasn't worked out in your life that you could be moving on from. And, I kind of feel this is saying, don't look back, keep pushing forward. I have a feeling, we're going to clarify this reading, and I have a feeling there's going to be good stuff that comes up there. So there you go. But in your past, you have the Ten of Swords. Definitely could have been someone who, stabbed you in the back, who, did a lot or whatever. He's making this symbol with his hands that represents a blessing. So I always like to tell people, like, this really represents a blessing in disguise. Something. I'm not going to say the situation didn't suck, but it's like what comes after is a blessing in disguise. So but I feel also it's coming up in the area of what you're moving past. So I feel like you're letting this energy go. Especially if someone did stab you in the back or someone did you dirty. It's like slowly but surely I feel like you are moving on from this. Although what I will say is you do have the Four of Pentacles here. And the Four of Pentacles is still kind of like holding on a little too tightly to, what was. So I would definitely encourage you to release things from the past. At the same time, I do feel that you are kind of I kind of feel like you are focusing on kind of creating more stability in your life. It's like you're trying to find your solid footing. So I kind of get more of that like middle ground, sitting on a fence type of energy here with the Four of Pentacles, where you are kind of letting go of the past. And I also kind of feel like you are ready to take this new risk, with the Ten of Wands and the Four of Wands at the end. The risk being that you're committing to a finish line or committing to a goal, something you want to achieve with the world in your life. The world is a card of achievements, right? It's a card of stepping through a portal. But when really it's a card of birth. When we step through a portal, there are things that we have to leave behind, right? And so I almost feel like these are things that you have to leave behind in your life to, finally accomplish something that you've always wanted or whatever it is. In the area of the next few months, sorry, I blanking out there. You have the Queen of Cups. Funny thing is I read the Queen of Cups as you. I know most readers read her as Cancer, but I've always just read her as you. And even there's some decks like the Golden Tarot. It has a Scorpion on the Queen of Cups. So I always read her as your energy, and I feel you're coming up in a very strong position. You show up on the world as well, so it's like you're showing up in a position of power and strength over the next few months. I would make sure to follow your heart. We are in a heart-based time. You are a fixed sign, right? And so, that all that energy in Taurus is going to be affecting you on a deeper level. And Taurus, to me, the energy Uranus and, Uranus and Taurus, kind of like more specifically, is about really needing to focus on your heart, and also Jupiter and Taurus as well. But, I kind of feel that both those energies encourage us to be free. But we can only be free when we live authentically. And so, being authentic means living your heart. And it's just that simple. I would focus on what your heart is telling you to do. Are there things that you love to do that you don't do anymore? Is there something that you would love to do with your life? Like, why aren't you doing it? And how can you add more of it to your life? Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Five of Pentacles. This could represent feeling left out in the cold. Not so great. As far as your closest relationships are concerned, I feel like you need to open up more. Especially if you do want love. I feel like there could be love coming in for you, but I do get, like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here, Scorpio. I do get like more of a, I don't know, like an alienated feeling or something like that is popping into my head. Really, the Five of Pentacles has a very simple solution. There's the church right here. It's like there's a place of sanctuary that is available to you. Five of Pentacles also specifically says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. It wants you to focus on your strengths and the things that you are good at. So I do feel you need to kind of like maybe have a little bit of a moment of reframing your situation, whatever it may be. I also feel like you could be underestimating like someone's interest in you. I'm definitely getting that. Like, I feel someone is more interested in you than you think. And, I feel, but it's like if you, if you stay out in the cold, then I think there could be some problems. You always get this with me. I'm pretty sure I always say to you, it's like you could be meeting a person who has been left out in the cold. You've been left out in the cold. You're both in the same position, but I feel like you need to, it's like you're not facing each other here. So for those of you that do want love, it's almost like you could be attracting a person where you've both been through something very similar. I know I've said this to you before. It's like exactly the same. But it's like I see the two people. It's like if they would just face each other, they would find the love of their life. So, I feel some of you maybe need to go out on a date or whatever. Or again, it's like you could be meeting a person. It's like you both have the same fear, and that's what's preventing you from attracting each other, right? So, but what I would say is the balance needs to tilt in the favor. So people always ask me, how do I break free from this? I'm like, well, you should be the one to break free from the past, the past feelings, right? Because again, we have the Justice card. It's like to break that seal or whatever. It's like someone has to tilt the other direction. It's almost like someone has to let go of the past, right? And it's like once one of the people in this situation, it's like once one of them does it, it, that's where that's when you will discover this person, right? And it's like you doing it helps them do it or something like that. I don't know, weird, but there you go, That's what I would do here. I always tell people the Ten of Swords, right? That, it's like I totally understand being stabbed in the back and, having all these bad things happen. But at the same time, it's like we shouldn't, I think there's like a couple of things. Number one, if someone has stabbed you in the back, it's like that's on them. They did that. You didn't do that, and you shouldn't allow that to cloud your, prevent you from having a future relationship. I always say, like, when you let a person who did you really dirty, prevent you from having future relationships, you're just letting that person control your life at that point. It's like, do you really want that bozo to continue to prevent you from like being open to new people? It's like you just have to see what you didn't see in the first place, right? So again, if you're like afraid to love, I would maybe need to journal about it. It's like, what didn't you see? What didn't you pay attention to? I'm convinced everyone tells us exactly what is going to happen. I've been saying this for years, right? It's like they tell us exactly what is going to happen in the relationship. We just choose not to listen. So, it's like, what didn't you see? I feel like you need to see it. This is coming up in the area of your future feelings. So I feel like you're feeling like things are just, or like you could be getting positive karma from whatever it is that you went through, and things are like balancing out. So pretty good. Your outcome, amazing. 4 Wands, marriage. So if this is a person, if you want a person, this could be marriage, but I really see this more as you accomplishing kind of like, crossing a finish line. This is like a goal, wish, dream, something that you've been wanting to either manifest or create. I don't know why I wake up at 5 a.m. and for some reason my alarm just keeps going off at like 9:20 for whatever reason, but my alarm just went off here on my wrist. So, like I said, there you go. It's like you're crossing some sort of finish line or accomplishing something that you've wanted to accomplish. And I feel like it's going to feel really good. I also feel like that 4 Wands is like 100% commitment. So if this is like a business or some sort of goal that you have that you want to achieve, it really says you have to make that full, 100%, 110% commitment to that thing. And like when you do that, that's when you will be very successful. With the Nine of Swords in the World, you have this indecision card. I told you, Nine of Swords is like a major indecision. It's like your fears are getting in the way here. So I feel like your guides, your ancestors, look, there's like this angel over here. It's like they're trying to guide you towards something bigger and better. But I feel like she has to take her hands off her face so she can see that angel that is standing right there. And I really feel that with the Five of Pentacles as well. It's almost like there's someone right next to you. This could be in love, whatever. And it's like you need to see it, but I also feel like you need to not call attention to their weaknesses. I'm a big fan of the story you tell. Like I say this all the time. Especially, it's funny because I say it to Taurus all the time, another fixed sign, right? It's like I think we really need to pay attention to the stories we tell about ourselves, and people always leave me comments like everybody cheats on me. I'm like, that's a story that you are telling yourself. So it's like it's time to change the story. It's time to not focus on your weaknesses. It's time to focus on your strengths and the things that that you can pay attention to, and good stuff as well. And it's like, what did this past person teach you? When we repeat a lesson, like people cheating or whatever, it's because we didn't learn the lesson. And so it's like, what lesson did you not learn? What thing did you not see? What did you not pay attention to? And all this other stuff. And that's what I pay attention to. With the Ten of Wands in the area of your current thoughts, you have this escape card. Yeah, you're trying to escape these responsibilities. I'm not saying like that you're trying to escape responsibilities, but again, I feel it's like there are certain things in your life that I feel are kind of like obligations that you have to do. And I don't think you're, again, everybody feels this way. I'm not trying to be, sound like a jerk here. That's why I'm hesitating with what I say. But like what I get is, it's like there are certain things that we always have to do. And it's like there are things that you have to do that you don't want to do. And I kind of feel that's what you're trying to escape from with that Ten of Wands. But at the same time, and again, these could be things that you feel like are preventing you from having your Ten of Wands here. But I kind of feel like you are going, it's not like you're escaping. I feel like you're just getting to this point where you are going to put down these burdens, right? So that's nice. Let's see here. With the Six of Swords, you have the Romance card. Yes, I feel like you are going straight. If you want love, really good love readings. Again, I said at the beginning of the year that the end of the year would be great for love, and here you go. So, if you want love, there could be a very strong connection. Even if you don't want love, I feel this could be just, again, a commitment to something that really aligns with your heart. I would, if I were you, it doesn't matter what you want, I would think of this reading as like, what is my heart telling me to commit to? Whether that's in work, in business, whatever. What fulfills me? Those are the questions that I would be asking if I were you, and make sure that you're doing things that really do fulfill you, right? With the Ten of Swords, you have the intuition card here. Maybe you didn't trust your intuition on a past situation, right? Maybe you didn't listen to yourself, and that's perfectly fine. I always tell stories like, I dealt with a person the whole entire time for years. Like, I felt like I wasted my time, but at the same time, it was a good lesson for me to learn. And I didn't trust my intuition. Someone stabbed the crap out of me in the back, right? And it's like I learned after, like, all these things that they did and all this stuff that happened. And, what I would say is I didn't trust my intuition in that situation. I wanted to be blind to it, right? I didn't see all the warning signs. I did see them. I just didn't choose. I chose not to pay attention. So it's like I've been in this position, right? I totally understand how much it hurts. But again, I started telling a different story, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to be closed off to the next person. I'm not going to, be a jerk or whatever. I'm not going to be completely shut down. I'm just going to pay attention. It's just that simple. And I'm going to trust my intuition next time. So, I kind of feel that for some of you. Maybe you were stabbed in the back. Maybe, Five of Pentacles here. But I feel it's time to kind of, trust your intuition. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Control card. I like this card. It looks like the World. And by the way, it is Jupiter in Capricorn, and Capricorn is the World card. So, it is a card of control. I feel like you're taking control. But this might be like more, Four of Pentacles is almost like trying to control. It's like controlling. And, I feel this is more control, like doing what you can do in your life to move forward. And so I feel like there is positive control. I do see a lot of abundance coming in for you as well. With the Queen of Cups here, you have this ostentation card. Yes, exactly. You have learned how to tell the difference between what is real and what is fake. This is real. This is fake right here. So it's like maybe some of you have fallen for like shiny objects in the past, or, things that don't really exist. Or maybe you were sold a false bill of goods with the Ten of Swords and the intuition thing. Like maybe someone was like a future faker or whatever the case may be. And, I feel like this is saying now I feel like you're more practical, more grounded. This is the position you're coming into in this reading right here. So I kind of feel that you're more practical, more grounded, more earthly. And again, that's obviously a good thing here, Scorpio. So, I definitely like where that is going. And again, I would just pay attention to the facts. You know what I mean? It's like I kind of get that feeling with that Ten of Swords of a person who came in saying a bunch of stuff, but there were no facts. Like they couldn't back up the facts. I feel this is saying that maybe that's what you want now, is like a person who has the facts to back up what they say. With the Five of Pentacles, you have this impulsiveness card. Again, I would be careful of people of that personality trait, like a person who is impulsive. Maybe your past person was impulsive, but this is actually a pretty good card because there's this lucky horseshoe right here. So I do feel that there is like a lot of luck and success coming in for you at this time. But, I wouldn't just rush right into something, although I do kind of feel, I'm going to pull another card on that because I do want more clarity there. You have this originality card. See, I feel that that's what's happening is you could actually kind of move towards someone impulsively here. I'm not saying like this month, but I do feel in the near future where you kind of meet a person. But that's the thing that should stand out to you is I feel that they are very original. They kind of have their own kind of way of living. So I feel like you could be attracting someone who is very, original. I also feel that your original ideas are going to be very successful. We are in a time of innovation, I believe. So, any weird, crazy, innovative ideas you have for like work or business or success, definitely I would move in those directions. With the Justice card, you have the Authority card. I definitely feel you could be gaining authority. This is, again, in your future feelings. So you're feeling like an authority. Another Capricorn card as well. You could be attracting a person here, like you're going towards a person who is an authority figure, or, who is seen as an authority. I also feel that you could be becoming an authority here. If you want to become an authority, I would commit to that. Like if you want to, become known as like an expert or something online, which is very easy to do nowadays, right? As I always say, I'm just some guy on the internet. And so, it's very easy to do. But again, you could be becoming an authority or something. I encourage people to become an authority on something right now. Again, I believe that I have a lot of crazy theories about the future, but, I think one thing that will make people very successful is becoming like an expert on something, whatever you're interested in. And it's just as simple as like learning one new thing a day about whatever it is that you're interested in life will make you more valuable and could help you get jobs and stuff like that in the future as well. But again, you could be becoming an authority. With the Four of Wands, you have the Optimism card. I love this card. Definitely a lot of reasons to be happy and optimistic. about your future. And again, I do feel like you could be meeting a person that you will marry if you're looking for love. Even if you're not looking for love, I feel, again, you're going to, I don't remember exactly what I said at the beginning of the reading, but it's almost like I get this feeling that you're kind of like, it's more saying that you're accomplishing, this reading is saying you're accomplishing a goal, something that you've wanted to accomplish for a very long period of time. And sorry, this card, you have the death card. It wanted to like pop off there, and there you go. So your card, we're pulling 5 themes now. And you can't make this stuff up. You have this rat card, someone working against you behind your back. I would be careful of this past person. Again, you might know more or think you know more. By the way, your intuition here, you know what I mean? It's like you might have these intuitive thoughts about a past person. And again, I would trust those things. Again, not to like air my dirty laundry, but I found like I had these feelings about this person that I dealt with. And then someone came in and confirmed the truth to me. And it's like, wow. It was like one of those moments where I was like, I will never doubt myself again, right? This person was a rat. And so I feel that for this for you, Scorpio, where it's like, you need to trust that. Because again, every time I haven't trusted it, I totally regret it, right? And so, again, you could have a person from the past who you see as a rat, and I would trust that. You have this June card, and it says new home, new attitude. Some of you could be moving maybe next summer. Could be really helpful. I always say that it's, sometimes I think we move and we think it's going to change things and it doesn't. But if you are moving, even if you're moving before June or if you have moved, I feel you're starting to see that the move is actually leading to positive change. Now you have this peacock card. It says, beware of great pride. Didn't we have something like this? The ostentation card. It's like saying, I feel that some of you might have a choice. And again, there might be like a cocky person and then a person who can actually back up the things they say. But it's like, for whatever reason, maybe it's hard for you to see it at first. But again, I would make sure that the people you deal with, not even just in love. Again, this could be maybe you're hiring a person for your business or you're working together with a person in career. There's something here about needing to make sure that someone actually can back up what they say, the things that they say they can do. You have this butterfly. It says a change for the better. Definitely a much better, there's definitely a change for the better going on here. For sure. It looks like you're ending that 9 of Swords cycle. You have this marriage card. I mean, are you kidding? You literally start, and you also have this love card as well. So you start with, you end with the 4 of Wands. You have marriage here. There definitely could be love or marriage coming in for you. But this is a really good reading here, Scorpio. I love it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.